Jamaican quarter-miler Christopher Taylor has expressed doubts about his continued involvement in track and field. Following a 30-month drug suspension set to conclude in 2025, the former Calabar High School star remains uncertain about returning to the sport. The Athletics Integrity Unit imposed the suspension after a 6-month investigation, concluding that the 23-year-old evaded a doping test in November 2022. Speaking for the first time since the incident, Taylor shared his uncertainty about his future in the sport during an interview.
I haven't made a decision with my futures yet, but deep down, I don't think I belong in this sport anymore because of the whole experience I had. I don't think I have a place in this sport anymore.
He mentioned that they arrived at 5:50 that morning just as he was preparing to depart for the airport to catch an 8 o'clock flight. Taylor explained that he was in the midst of updating his whereabouts information as he was relocating from the previously provided location. Nevertheless, he recounted that one of the testers informed him that since he hadn't submitted the information overnight, they would proceed with the test. Taylor acknowledged responsibility, admitting that he mistakenly believed that not being able to submit the test on the day would only result in a single missed test with no associated penalties.
I think I've been through it all. There's nothing more that I can face throughout the situation. I just leave the rest of it to God. I'm not too worried about nothing at the moment because things could have been worse. I didn't lie my way through nothing. I gave them everything that I had. So I will take responsibility for whatever happened to me, And if I had maybe asked smarter than updating my whereabouts a few hours earlier or not taking the flight or whatever and just not thinking to be a missed test, things would have been better on my side. But I'm okay mentally for sure though.
Taylor asserts that one of the doping control officers who accompanied him in his car to the airport assured him that it would be considered only a missed test. However, he claims that the officer denied having such a conversation with him when both were interviewed by the IU. In the aftermath of the incident, Taylor revealed the loss of his Puma contract and disclosed that he hasn't engaged in training. He shared that prior to the setback, his focus was on specializing in the 100 meters and 200 meet sprints. Additionally, Taylor mentioned that 2 weeks before the testers visited his residence, he underwent a routine drug test, an experience he has been familiar with since the age of 15.
I'm an athlete that got tested a lot. If I'm at World Championship, I get tested before, after. I'm at the Olympic. What affected me in the Olympic final, I got tested the night before the finals, blood and urine, and I was just really weak. I'm an athlete that get tested a lot, so like me doing something like that would be nonsense, not to know my right from my wrong and what I'm taking or not. So I've never avoided a drug test, never.
The suspension, retroactive to November 2022, indicates that the athlete has already served 12 months of the penalty. Taylor was found to have violated WADA Anti-Doping Rule Article 2.3 relating to evading, refusing, or failing sample collection. WADA Anti-Doping Rule Article 2.3 states, evading sample collection or, without compelling justification, refusing or failing to submit to sample collection after notification. In November 2022, anti-doping officials attempted a test at the location Taylor specified on his whereabouts form. However, he wasn't there, had not updated the information, and was instead at the airport awaiting a pre-booked flight. Missing a test when officials arrive can lead to consequences. Notably, 3 missed tests in a year constitute a whereabouts violation, triggering a period of ineligibility. Taylor's charge under Article 2.3 mandates a ban ranging from 2 to 4 years. The distinction between a simple missed test and a charge of evading, refusing, or failing sample collection lies in the failed communication and arrangements between the doping control officer and the athlete, which were not honored. Sources close to Taylor maintain there was no intent to evade, refuse, or fail a test, citing a misunderstanding or misinterpretation in communication with anti-doping officials. This incident underscores the critical need for athletes to take responsibility for their careers. Christopher Taylor's failure to communicate a seemingly straightforward task resulted in a whereabouts violation. This lapse means he'll miss the Olympics and be unable to compete until 2025. While unfortunate, it's a stark reminder of the accountability athletes must assume in their professional journey. Taylor must now fully acknowledge and take ownership of this situation. Christopher Taylor's suspension is undoubtedly disheartening for both him and his fans. The setback is unfortunate, especially considering his talent and potential contributions to the world of sports. However, it is essential for Taylor to view this challenging period not as the end of his journey, but as a stepping stone for personal and professional growth. As a young and gifted athlete, he has much to offer to the world of track and field. The hope is that he can overcome this disappointment, learn from the experience, and use it as motivation to come back stronger and more determined in the future. The key lies in not letting this temporary setback define his entire career, but rather in using it as a catalyst for a more resilient and successful comeback. Well, once again, thanks for watching. Share your comment on this unfortunate event. What are your views? Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe if you found this content interesting and hit the bell to stay notified. Also, give this video a thumbs up. And as always, remember to keep the sports spirit alive.